I'm going to show how we can use the user-defined function blocks that come in Rockwell Automation's sample code library. There's a complete library of all kinds of sample code examples, not just for the Micro800, but for other controller platforms too, such as the Control and Compact Logics. But if I want to first go to Rockwell's website and first show you how you find the sample code library. There's really two ways to go about doing that. The easy path, which is simply to open up your browser and search for Rockwell sample code library. That's the easiest way that I always use, and that brings us right to it. But if you're at Rockwell's website, it can be a little bit of a challenge to find it. So one of the quickest paths that I have found is by going to the support menu. There are a few things available to us here, but sample code library is not listed. But if we go under the Technical Documentation Center, it's not on this page, unfortunately, but if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, there is more technical resources and say Explore Tools. And on the Tools page, if we scroll down a little bit, we will find the libraries. But I also want to show you that on this Tools page, these are where you can also find things such as the Integrated Architecture Builder and Proposal Works tools, which are quite useful for configuring and building up bills of material. So under the library, I want to also show that there are other libraries available to go and look at. The Technical Documentation Center, which is all the manuals and other technical documents. There's a product drawing and wiring diagram library. There's a complete procurement specifications out there. So definitely a lot of resources that Rockwell makes available. Sometimes they're just not well known, or maybe not quite as easy to find. But we also have our sample code library right here. Now, when you come to the sample code library page, there's not really a lot on this page. It's just a search box, basically. So to find your Micro800 sample code examples, you can just type in Micro800 and hit search. And that will filter out and come down to about 144 different downloads here at the moment. So there's not much to this page either, other than the fact that it's just a listing of the elements that are in the library. When you click on any one of these, you're not going to get to a page that has more information. It's going to essentially just start to download. The nice thing about the sample code library too is you don't have to be logged in. You don't have to have a username or password to get to them, and they're completely free. So if you scroll down, we see we got 6 pages to we can go through. And each one is somewhat, gives a little bit of a descriptor as to what it is. Sometimes it may not be completely obvious what it can do. When you do download them, though, they do have a README file usually, or maybe a little tech note on how to use the user-defined function block. So I'm going to just pick one here. I'm going to maybe take this guy right here, which is the RA for Rockwell Automation, and then it's a radians to degree conversion UDFB. So if you want to convert from radians to degrees. So again, if I just click on it, it instantly starts the download up here. And if I go ahead and open up the download folder, there it is. It's under this 81951. That's just a catalog number, I guess, that Rockwell provides to manage their library. But this is basically a extracted file, so you just need to double click on it. It will ask you to accept the terms and conditions of the sample code, as well as where do you want to put the extracted files. So I'm going to go ahead and extract them to my downloads folder, so they'll show up right here. So they come out as a zipped file, right? So we still have to, now we have to unzip or extract the zip file. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now we get this folder 81951. When I open that folder, I get another folder nested underneath there, which is where the sample code is actually at. So if I double click one more time in here, I see these two files. One is a doc file and one is a .7z file. So this .7z file, this is basically the compressed file that will get imported into CCW. Now, how do we use that in our CCW project? Well, I got a Micro800 simulator project already open up here, and nothing in it, no programs, no previous user-defined function blocks. So it would probably be intuitive to you to come to the user-defined function blocks and right-click and say add or import that thing we just downloaded. But when we come here, there's really no option. The only option we have available to us is to add a new structured text ladder or function block diagram. There is no import option. If I come up to Micro800 to the root level here, I can right click and there is an option to import and to import an Exchange file. I do want to show you that there is a bit of a trick to importing it right here in this folder. So if you have an older version of CCW, it's possible that you may not have the ability to import up here at this Micro800 root level. So the trick is if you want to be able to import right here at the user-defined function blocks, you would right-click again, say add, and just add a new block. It doesn't matter if you pick ladder, function, or structured text. It really doesn't matter. Because now when I come back to my user-defined function block here, I'm sorry, if I right-click on FB1, there's now the option to import this Exchange file. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we don't really need it. I was just trying to show you that there's a little bit of a trick there, a workaround. But right-click on Micro800 here in this project, and I'm going to say import Exchange file, and then all I need to do is go browse for it. It already kind of had the path open from the download link here, but if not, use browse to where the folder that you stored it at. Just since it only shows the Exchange, the .7z files, so just highlight that file, say open, puts it into this box to choose if you want to import or not, and then we just say import. And now it imported into underneath our user-defined function blocks. So if you just double click on this, just to show you that it's really nothing that special, it's just a structured text. This example, it's a structured text file that just does the equation to convert a radian into a degree, and then we have some local variables like what do we get passed in and what passes out of the variable. So inside of this user-defined function block, we have a variable input, variable output. So that's what the block will be looking for. Now to use this block in our main program, well, one, I need to actually go create a program. So I'm going to create just a simple ladder called program 1 by default here. And to use this this new radian to degree function block that we imported, we're going to go to the instruction block up here and just bring it down onto a rung, and then double click on it. And this is our complete listing of all of our blocks, instruction blocks that are available to us. So any ones that get imported are also listed here in this list. So now I can just start to search by the name. I just typed in RA, so that's how the thing was named. We can see it right there. We could change this name, of course, if we wanted to, and then just choose the block and say OK. And now that has basically brought in that user-defined function block here in the ladder. All I got to do now is pass in my my radian value, and I can pass out the degree conversion into whatever this tag or variable that I put right here is. Right. So just real simple. Wanted to show that. Again, there are a lot of things here in the library, a lot of solutions to some various problems that you might be faced with. So it's worth taking a few minutes to browse through all the entries here and see perhaps there might be something that's already been done to solve a problem that you might be looking at. All right, hope this helps. Thanks.